Hey everyone, happy Monday and happy first day of Winterween. Yes, I still have my Christmas tree up. Let's not talk about it. Today is also my first day back to work after a 2-week break for the holidays. So I have a lot of work to jump into today. So I'm not going to be able to listen to audiobooks or anything in the background. I have lots of meetings to get to. It's just not going to be a good day for reading. Plus tonight is the first episode of Matt James' season of The Bachelor. So I don't see today being a big reading day. So I'll probably pick a smaller book to fit in when I do have time after work and before bed. But like I said, most of the day going to be focused on work, but I'll let you hang out with me if that is what you're interested in for a little bit. So cue the montage. Hello again. It is now almost the end of the day. Been in meetings all day, very busy, but I have some tasks to do that I don't really need to use my brain for. So I think now I am gonna actually plug in an audiobook, and I'm going to listen to Truly Devious, which was not on my original Winterween TBR, but I am currently in the middle of this book. I'm really almost done with it, and I do have it on audiobook, and it has a blue cover. So it does fit a prompt for Winterween in case I don't get to all of them. So I'm just gonna spend some time listening to this. I'm hoping to also finish this book this week as just an extra book, or like I said, it could replace the blue cover if I need it to. But I am sort of enjoying this so far. It's not my favorite thing ever. I don't think I love it as much as some people do. It's definitely not a 5-star for me, at least not yet, and I don't think that much of the book is gonna really change it. But this is about a girl who ends up going to this private school that's really prestigious. It's a select amount of students that can get in. The school has a dark history from when it was founded. The man who founded the school, his wife and child were kidnapped, and on the same night a murder happened, and so there's a dark past. And so our main girl Stevie is really obsessed with crime, so that's why she wanted to go to this school, because she wanted to investigate the crime. And now things are starting to pick up, more bad things are happening again. Seeing how it goes. But as of right now, I don't feel like I'll continue in the series. There's 4 books in this series now. That could change by the time I finish it, but I will let you know my final thoughts once I do. Hello, good morning, happy Tuesday. I am not feeling great today. I stayed up too late to finish this book, did not get enough sleep, I didn't eat breakfast, I haven't had coffee yet. I am just dead as energy as could be. But I wanted to check in with you on Truly Devious. I don't know how to feel about this book. Do you ever get gaslit by other reviewers? Not literally, but kind of, where you hear so many other reviewers say a book is amazing and wonderful and they love it and it's so great and the atmosphere is great, the characters are great, the story is great, wonderful. You hear so many people hype up a book so much, and then you read it and you just don't get it. You don't even know what you're missing. You're just this is just not that for me, and I don't see how it was that for you in any way whatsoever. And then you just feel you're being gaslit, because you're am I supposed to feel differently? I don't understand how one person could have such a different experience with a book from another person. I mean, I do know how, because I read a lot of books and I get it, but yeah, I'm just tired. Anyway, I don't know how to feel about this book, because I feel I'm almost dumb or too critical or too picky if I say I don't love this book, but I didn't love this book. I liked it okay. I would probably give it a very middle of the road 2.5 stars. It just was so much longer than it needed to be, and nothing was resolved. And I know this is a trilogy. I actually think there's 4 books now, but originally, when this was being written, it was being written as a trilogy. I get that, but I still thought that book 1 would have a mystery and we would solve that mystery. This one has 2 main mysteries, so I thought we'd at least solve one of the mysteries, and then in the next book you'll solve the other mystery and a new mystery will be introduced. Then the third book will be the big mystery, like building up in that type of way, but like you didn't solve either of the mysteries in this book. And the way it ends is such an abrupt cliffhanger, out of nowhere ending that almost doesn't even make sense and doesn't even feel like the rest of the book. I have no idea where this book is going. I have no idea why it is doing this. I don't know why the story was stretched out so much, but I'm still gonna try to read the sequel. I am going to get the second book, which I think is called The Vanishing Stair, on audiobook through Libby. I've already gotten it, and just listen to it instead of like buying a book. Luckily, I got this one as a bargain price book for like $5.98. So it's not like I bought this like brand new or anything, but I'm gonna listen to the audiobook for the next one because it could just be a case of like maybe the first in the series was just like a setup and I'll like the others better and then I'll want to own them too or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. Not in this video, just in the future, because I'm not going to read them like this week for this video. But yeah, let me know if anyone else has read this and had similar feelings where you're like, did I miss something? Why does everyone love this? Because it's just not that great. So for the rest of the day, I am planning to get more reading done today. I did not read much yesterday. I read for like an hour and a half, I guess, to get this book finished, which is probably a lot to most people, but it didn't feel like I was reading a lot yesterday because I didn't get to anything that's actually on my Winterween TBR, which I would like to do today. Still have to finish work though, but don't have anything to do this evening. Last night I watched the first episode of The Bachelor with Matt James, so I was busy doing that. I also made s'mores, they were really nice. But tonight there are no plans, so I have plenty of time for reading or journaling or writing and relaxing, and probably going to bed early because I am so particular about the amount I sleep. Like if I get 30 minutes too short of sleep or an hour short of sleep, I really feel it the next day in like my immune system health, my mental health. I feel foggy brained. I feel ill. I feel weak in my body. I get chills. Like I genuinely am so affected by not getting the amount of sleep that I need. So I do need to go to bed early tonight so I can feel better tomorrow because I feel like crap today. But hopefully I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. Hopefully that'll help. And then I think I'm gonna work from my bed for a little bit just so I can like lay out and be comfortable. And yeah, then we'll move to the evening. And I think I want to start Night of the Mannequins tonight because that's a really short one and I just keep hearing great things about it and I really wanted to read that book for a while, so I think I'm gonna start there because it's always good to start a readathon with books you're really excited about that you can get through quickly, and I think that will be one of them. So those are my plans for tonight. I will see you then. Good morning, happy Wednesday, happy day 3 of Winterween. Last night I ended up finishing Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones, and I gave this 5 stars. I don't know what it is about Stephen Graham Jones writing these shorter novellas, but I have enjoyed both of the novellas I've read from him far more than the one like full-length novel that I have read from him, because this and Mapping the Interior were both 5 stars. The Only Good Indians was a 3.5-ish star range for me, but this I loved so much. It was so much different than I expected it to be. It was so weird. It was more psychological than I expected it to be, and I love psychological horror. I could tell you what it's about, but it's almost more fun to not really know what it's about because there's like a twist to the story and it makes it all about something completely different, and I think the experience of not knowing was just so fun. My whole perception on the story was I heard it was a slasher and there was something to do with like mannequins coming to life, so I think just go in with like that amount of information and then you will have a lot more fun with this book than you would if you were to actually read the full synopsis, because it is just so surprising and weird and fun. I hated the main character. I did not like the main character at all. I did not understand his intentions. Like, you cannot relate to this main character in any way whatsoever, but this book was still so much fun for me, and usually that's something that could ruin a book, but I think because it was a novella and it was just a quick short story that was really fast paced and things kept happening and it kept pulling you into the story, I just love this so much. I thought it was so much fun. I'm very glad I chose this for my creepy short story novella prompt. I also read it in the dark, so I've accomplished those 2 prompts. I also technically have accomplished the reading a book with a blue cover prompt. So next I'm going to tackle the reading a book with the word haunt in the title. So I'm going to be reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I'm gonna go ahead and start this while I'm at work because I do have the audiobook on Libby. So I'm gonna give that a try and see if that works for me. I do also have Hark the Herald Angels Scream on audio, but because that's a short story collection, I don't know if I'm gonna like listening to that on audiobook. So yeah, this is my first attempt. I'm gonna try to listen to the audiobook of this today. Hopefully I'll be able to get into it. It's also a really short book. So if I do get to listen to a lot of the audiobook today, I should be able to finish this one today as well. So I'm currently about 25% of the way through this book. I've been listening on the audiobook, and I thought I'd go ahead and update you now instead of waiting until I'm like done with the book, like I've done with everything else in this blog, how it's going. So it is very different from the TV show. The setup is totally different. In the book, the setup is that there is this haunted house, Hill House, and there's this doctor who wants to do a research project there where he tries to figure out the effects of a haunted house. And so he gathers these people together that come stay in the house with him and just see what happens. And so you have the doctor, John Montague, and then there is Eleanor, who is like basically the same character that Nellie was in the show. But the whole thing is like they're just not all a family who like lived in this haunted house and grew up and stuff. It's just they're like random people who get pulled together. So there's Eleanor, who is like the most timid about the whole thing, and then there's Theodora, also known as Theo, who is like more brave about it, I guess. And then there is Luke, who is actually the nephew of the person who owns Hill House, and there was like a contingency in the rental, like 3-month rental plan, that if the doctor was going to rent out the house, a family member had to be there. And so Luke is there because he is the nephew and he's gonna one day inherit the house. And there's also like the housekeepers, the Dudleys, who have always like worked for the house, and everyone from the town stays away from the house. And yeah, that's so far what I know. We're just getting into the setup of them starting to stay there and see what happens. But I was very surprised that it is completely different setup. Similar character names, but characters are just like totally different. And basically watching the show so far has given me no preparation for the book. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Hello, it is the end of the workday. And no, I have not been crying. My nose is just red because I was just outside taking Cooper out. Could be crying though because of these freaking riots at the Capitol, but don't even want to talk about it. I'm just mentally exhausted. 2021, not off to the best start. So I just want to continue listening to my audiobook and do a puzzle. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is going to be the end of this video. This is the last clip. I've decided I am going to split out Summerween vlogs into part 1 and part 2. So I hope you just enjoy watching me put together this puzzle. It's a Rick and Morty puzzle with a face from Jerry that really represents my mood, seeing the chaos of 2021. I did actually end up finishing listening to The Haunting of Hill House while I was doing this puzzle, so I'll tell you more about my thoughts on that book in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!